Do you know how to make frijoles colorado? Un potaje de frijoles colorado. In other words, beans, red beans. Do you know how to make that? Let me show you. So I'm gonna tell you once, and if you have to rewind, you're gonna have to rewind because I'm only saying it once. You're gonna need un paquete de red beans, frijoles colorado. Goya, whatever brand you want, it don't matter. It just has to be frijoles colorado. You're gonna want to soak them in some water. You're gonna need some potatoes. You're gonna need an onion. Well, this is gonna be half an onion. You're gonna need some garlic. You're gonna need some salt pork. It's just basically bacon. You're gonna need some chorizo, some ham hocks. You're gonna need una calabaza. We couldn't find a Cuban calabaza, so this is gonna do this cute little thing. You're gonna need un ají, green pepper, salt, pepper, cumin. What's the other one? Dried oregano. What's the other one? I think I got two of them. Cumin, bay leaves, pepper, some paprikam. You're gonna need some olive oil, and I forgot to take it out, but you're also gonna need some vino seco, some dried wine, preferably white, some vinegar, and that's it. It's so simple. Only like 25 ingredients. You can do it. Next, you're gonna want to soften up your beans. You're gonna want to use a pressure cooker. I have this Ninja. This thing has been to war and back. I've had it for over 3 years. I love it. But you're gonna go ahead and soften your beans. You're gonna put the ham hock in here as well, which I'll show you now. You're gonna want to put your ham hock in there, and then you're gonna let it go for at least 35 minutes. As usually what I first give it. And we'll come back to that. After you've cut up the bacon, you're going to want to put it in a pan because that's what we're going to use to saute the onions, the garlic, and the peppers. So make sure that you have cut down, prepared your sides, the fixins, the green peppers, the garlic, the onions, the potatoes. I'm going to chop up the squash, the pumpkin right now. And I'm not going to show you how to do that because if you don't know how to do that, there's tons of YouTubers out there that have channels that can show you that who care to do so. So yeah. Alright, so with the bacon rendered, you see all that oil that came from the bacon. That's what we're going to use instead of using olive oil. So that's going to give the frijoles colorado more flavor. So now you're going to want to let this saute. I typically don't put in my garlic until the very end because I don't want it to overcook. So come back. So this is very basic. We're gonna make some jasmine rice. This is our favorite rice. We're gonna do 2 cups of jasmine rice. Ah! Oh my God! And then come back. Please make sure you rinse your rice. And then you wanna add 2 cups of water. So 1 cup of water for each cup of rice, and I always add a little bit more. That's just me. Some people make it different. And then you're gonna wanna use this much. This is what I do. I don't use a lot of salt. So maybe this much for the rice. Then you're gonna wanna add some garlic powder. We like a lot of garlic powder. And then you wanna add a splash of olive oil. And stir it to combine everything well, and then all you gotta do is close it up, set it, and forget it. It is done. It's depressurizing. So now, carefully, you're gonna want to kitart the lid, and that is what we're looking at. And of course, you want to stir them, and you want to make sure that they are softened. Perfect. They are perfectly softened. So another trick that my sister taught me is to just press them up against the edge of the bowl, and that makes them thicker. All right. So I add in 2 bay leaves, a big one and a medium one. You do you, boo. I'm sorry. I don't like people who always tell me how to cook. I like to cook at my measure, of course, within reason. You're not going to put a bucket of salt in your food. That's why we use a little bit of salt. And certain ingredients, like for example, for cumin, I think cumin is really strong for me. So I like to just add a little bit. And then some dried oregano, a lo pendejo. You eyeball it. Of course, you know what's too much. And also, remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. We like putting in some pepper. Again, you eyeball it. That's maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. And then some paprika. Again, oh, oops, it's not open. Ah! Forgot, we had one already opened, and I'm not going to open another one. That's sufficient. Finished it up. And then we want to add some of the chorizos that I cut up. We're going to add that in there. We're going to want to strain our potatoes first. In our potatoes, this is going to splash, and it didn't. We're going to want to add some of the pumpkin. Yes, it looks like a lot, but it will dense down. Okay, you want to stir everything in. Now, I just let it cook down. A lot of people like to put in these veggies on the pressure cooker again. I don't, because I don't want them to turn into a mush. I like them a little bit harder, and so does Laz. So we're going to leave this cooking for a few hours, and we'll come back. Oops! I forgot to put in the sofrito that I made earlier. Important piece. This gives it a lot of flavor. So, and since the bacon fat already has salt, I'm not going to add salt to this. You can if you want to, but I'm not. I'm going to taste it once everything is rendered in and cooked through, and then I will let you guys know. Oh my God, mira esto que rico. Look at this, how yummy. Are you even recording?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, que cosa más rica. Look at this. It is cooking down, honey. Everything is cooking.
Smells amazing.
It smells delicious. Esto va a estar empingado.
Not too bad for the bill.
Oh my God. You guys ain't ready for this. Okay, so we're gonna add on a new special item to the menu. So we're gonna make some maduros. For those of you who don't know what maduros are, they're sweet, delicious plantains. So they're the sweet kind, not the tostones. We're talking about manjeros. All right, so first we're gonna have to peel it. Then we're just gonna slice them up into slices. And this is the iconic style of cutting los maduros. It's always been the same way. Don't ask me why. It's just ever since I was a kid, this is the way there's always been. And I love these natural like this. I do not like the frozen kind. I would not eat the frozen kind. So make sure that you have your oil real hot, 350, because these will go into the oil and they're going to fry up until golden deliciousness has occurred, and that's when you know they're done. All right, so this is what we want. So I don't know why this oil is doing this, but these are the maduros. So some of these, ooh, these are so, this is gonna be so sweet because they, oh no. Yes, that one was a disaster. Anyways, this is what you want. These are the maduros. I've made better. Ooh, this one's not cooked all the way. Oh, this one exploded. What the hell happened? But yes, this is the gist of it. This is what you want. All right, so we are done. We have the chicken. We have the manjeros. We have the rice, jasmine rice, and now we have the star of the show, which is going to be, I don't like the calabaza, so I ain't putting none of that on mine. And there we go. Look at all that yumminess. Is this a potato? It better be. It's a potato. Oh, Lord, this smells better than it looks. Trust. And we have some chorizo. Oh my God, that is... I hope you guys try this. traditional Cuban frijoles Colorado. Give it a try.